Hey guys, so a couple weeks ago I made a video on Apple stock and why I was so bullish on Apple. And one of the reasons I really like Apple is because they've been able to create a suite of products that you can have in your own home. For example, if you have the Apple iPhone charger, you're most likely not going to get a Samsung because then you'd have to go get a whole new suite of chargers. And for example, the new portable chargers that came out, the wireless ones, you wouldn't want to switch over all of a sudden to Samsung chargers or switch every single Apple product in your house over to some kind of Google product. And as more and more people enter the Apple environment, they literally say that it's the best thing they've ever tried and that they're convinced that Apple is one of the premier products on the market. Another thing is that recently Apple released those cheaper iPhones that were about 100 or 200 cheaper than their flagship models. And as a result of this, their company actually suffered like a $5 or $6 deduction in the stock price. But immediately after that, people realized that this is simply going to bring more consumers into Apple's suite of products and help them out more in the long run than it's going to hurt them. If Apple can convince more people to enter their environment, it's like I said, then they probably would not switch back to Google products after buying all those Apple components into their house. Especially a lot of friends tell me that they do a good job in integrating the computer aspects like Mac and stuff like this with the iPhone. Now, I don't have an Apple computer, but I do have an Apple iPhone. And from what I hear, you can literally copy paste something on your iPhone and have it show up on your Mac or see all your iPhone history on your Mac. And all this is really helpful for people who have a lot of productivity demands and things like this, especially in an office, or if you're simply just trying to make your life more productive and flow better. As you can see here, they actually increased over $7 in a day. And I was actually lucky enough to be holding the 3:30 call for 5:15. And I sold them around halfway through the day because I wasn't really watching the market today. I didn't have time in the morning. I had an exam, which was actually my last final. And so I sold them off earlier than I should have, but the option price rose all the way to $22 today. So this is a really strong indication that a lot of people are still bullish on what Apple can do in the future. And recently they reported their earnings here, and their estimated was 226 a share, and they actually got 255, which is really, really strong for the coronavirus, especially because all of their stores were closed, and a lot of people are strapped for cash at the moment, so they might not have had the option to buy Apple iPhones. However, the company's brand was still able to grow through these times, so this just shows really strong movement and price momentum for the company's stock and the company in general. And if we look here at the two most recent articles, this is actually the reason why Apple went up today when other stocks were literally decreasing or when the SPY was just flat. It's because Apple decided to reopen its stores in Germany and it's going to be doing it on Monday here. And on Monday, it's going to be reopening them with limited hours. However, in the US, Apple is going to reopen some stores with their regular hours. So, what this means is that it shows consumers that the coronavirus is already towards the end of its cycle and that as states keep opening up, these companies are going to also be opening up more and more every time. And eventually in the future, I feel like we could see Apple at its full recovery around 1 or 2 months out from this date. And once that happens, Apple, I would put them at a price target at around $350. If we see before the crash, they were actually worth 324, 325. So this price of 310 shows that they're basically fully recovered from this crash. And nobody can really deny that Apple is an extremely strong company. Now, another reason why Apple does so well in the stock market is that it's a very strong dividend stock. And people like Warren Buffett really like to invest into Apple because of its dividends and the fact that they pay out that dividend every year. And additionally, like I said, strong earnings, a strong buy rating, and the fact that these stores are going to be opening up very, very soon just bodes really well for the company and its future and what it's been doing overall. And yeah, like I said, if you want to make money on this stock, I would say wait for a pullback that I'm expecting on Monday, as a lot of people are unsure what's happening with North Korea and what's going to be happening in the U.S. with people with states reopening. But as we see more and more states reopening, I'm 100% sure that this stock is going to be continuing to push up in value, and I'm probably going to be trading the Apple options for around $330 again if I'm able to buy them at a cheaper price. Like I said, I'm going to wait for a pullback and then purchase in on those. And I'll probably purchase in some options that are going to be about 1 or 2 months out of the money. and I'm probably going to use my full $207 of buying power. But I hope that if these options come into the money, they could be worth around 1,000% more. You see that they made a $7 or $8 move here in one day and 52 cents in the after hour. This just shows you how strong their price momentum is. Even in a flat day on the market, the SPY was completely flat today, and Apple was still able to continue pushing up. So yeah, I have a very strong buy signal set out for Apple, and I would tell you that my best stock right now is Apple. They are guaranteed to keep rising, and with the strong backing of Warren Buffett and others in the industry, I'm sure that they can continue to push up on this price, and they're going to be worth around $350 in around 1 or 2 months time. So yeah, thank you for watching and good luck investing. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you guys make a lot of money this week.